All right, and we are live. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome to Lunchtime with Kathleen and Emily. Wow, it is an amazing, I almost said Monday, but it isn't, it's Tuesday. I hope everyone had a fantastic Labor Day weekend, and it looks like someone in particular had a particularly laborious weekend. Kathleen, your daughter-in-law, I believe, is the one who had the baby this past weekend. Is that right?
He presented us with a beautiful baby boy, so we are very, very excited and happy.
Oh, God bless. God bless mom, dad, baby, and I think there's some other siblings there too.
Yes, he has a little baby sister. She's almost 3. So, yeah, it's a great little family now.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Well, all the best to the family and you as well. You're just beaming all again, which is great, which is so great. So, yeah, what a laborious weekend for sure. So God bless her. She's on the other side. I have 3 children, and I thought each one, I just thought it was glorious. Glorious was the word that came to my mind when my babies were delivered. It's just, there's no other word. So thank God for that forgetfulness part that happened. Well, folks, we so appreciate you being here with us, and we are here and so blessed to bring to you a fantastic, fantastic gal, Rita Taylor Stewart. Rita, come on up.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Emily and Kathleen, for the opportunity to share with you today. I really appreciate this opportunity. Hello, everyone.
Welcome, Rita. So happy to have you with us, and anxious for you to share your story with our viewers here today as to, number one, what is your story? What is your background that kind of brought you to us today?
Thank you so much, Kathleen. Wow, there are so many angles we can go from, with sharing our story, but specifically for me, in terms of who I am and how I've gotten to where I am today, first of all, a wife to my husband and a mother to my daughter and a servant of our Lord Jesus Christ. From a professional perspective, I've spent 20 years in the banking industry, and I transitioned a little over a decade ago to ministry as a Christian educator. Pretty much full-time, yet I hold a part-time role in that capacity. But anyone who serves in ministry understands and knows that that is full-time work, regardless of how part-time you say it's supposed to be. But I enjoy it. I have been led to this place where we have Legacy Financial Wellness, one, because of my background in finances. My husband is also a banker, still is today. But it has always been on my heart that someday we will have a ministry centered around finances. That has always been there. I didn't know how that was going to come about for the two of us working together, but I knew someday that it would. Well, I met Emily, it has been about 9 months ago, maybe, something like that, not long ago. But her heart and my heart aligned. There's just no other way to put it. We, I think, came online new together. My role for coming online specifically was to learn how to become an effective blogger. I have a children's devotional that has been published, and my goal was to get to a place where I became an effective blogger so that I could support parents with nurturing their children in matters of faith. Well, that then led me to Emily because she too was beginning to blog, and in her journey online, she came across the opportunity to support individuals with personal financial wellness as well, which was dear to my heart. And I thought, wait a minute, I know that Emily has done her research. I am certain she's done her due diligence. So I need to connect with her and learn a little bit more about what she's doing. And wow, I think we had a 3-hour conversation that day, Emily, right? Awesome.
We sure did. It was lovely. Again, our hearts do align, and it's absolutely a pleasure when you can connect with people such as that. And I'm on fire because, like you, I've always, always, always known that there is this blend to ministry and also my love of taxes and finance and helping people. And so how to bring them all together. Hence the blogging, hence the getting online, having a forum for your voice, a platform for your voice.
Yes. And I have to say, I can remember, you know, a few years back when my husband would be trying to support a young couple with their first home, and they needed some support with budgeting. I would be in the background helping them set up an Excel spreadsheet so that they could have a budget in place to get them ready to buy that home within the next, you know, 6 months, 9 months, or whatever the case may be. And now we found a tool that will just support that in a tremendous way. So I'm so glad we partnered, ladies. I'm so, so happy that we are in this together.
Wow,
we are.
That's pretty cool. So what kind of challenges, since you have come online, have you found you had to overcome, or have you met roadblocks? You know, what type of things can you share with the viewers so that, you know, when they hit those, that maybe there's something that you did, or, you know, is it mindset or whatever, that to help you overcome whatever, you know, challenges that you face?
That's a very good question, Kathleen. And I would have to say, for me, my heart was already set and determined that I was going to learn how to become an effective blogger, because, again, it all led back to me being able to reach more families in terms of supporting their kids, right, with their ministry, or excuse me, with their growth in terms of faith. So I wanted to support them. So that wasn't going to go away. In terms of the roadblocks, I would have to say trying to figure out the infrastructure of the process, like all the ins and outs in terms of what is an opt-in page, what is a autoresponder, right? All of these other elements that go along with the territory that seemed like a foreign language to me, to be honest, because I had not explored internet marketing at all. I have had a few, how do I say, all-nighters, because I was determined to learn the process. But it has been well worth it. I am still learning continually. I think the mindset and the personal development that's also available to us in that arena is extremely good. I mean, just extremely good. And I'm a lifelong learner, straight up. I am an educator, and probably should have been an educator from day one out of the womb. Probably was, right? So I so appreciate and respect all that we do around personal development and mindset. I think that's very, very important. But I also believe that it's critical that you position yourself to be able to set up your infrastructure right to be an effective person out there on the internet. So all of the little tools that we also have to learn in the background. Very challenging.
It definitely can be challenging, and I know that historically I've always been one to early to bed and early to rise.
Yeah.
So my at-home daughter, my teen, is like, "Wow, Mom, you stay up late a lot." Wee hours of the morning, I'm all blurry-eyed come the morning time. But again, it's a commitment, it's an investment in myself to learn the industry and to determine, you know, how to use the autoresponders, the capture pages, you know, what all of that is and how to effectively do that, and just also connect with people and really expand that network. And it does take time and it does take a commitment, but it's a I believe it to be a reasonable investment. Rita, for our viewership, this wasn't your background, as you've said. You and I are both, Kathleen. We're not fresh out of college any longer. That's as far as I'm going. But really, when I think about it, I don't find it all that hard to get my arms around. It just takes some time and effort. How would you assess how difficult it is or is not?
That's a good question. Now, I agree. I think that once you have determined that this is what you want to do, and you see that the opportunity is there, there is support out there that can help you. The different training modules that are out there to support you, the different individuals that you meet along the way who are out there. I know there are times that I have private messages Emily behind the scenes to say, hey, I'm stuck at this point. Can you tell me exactly what I need to do next? There is a tremendous level of support that's available to each and every person who chooses to go out there. I think more specifically, once you have made up your mind that this is what you want to do and pursue. And there was a recent article, I think all of us have read it, from our perspective in terms of preparing for retirement. And it's not to say that internet marketing is something that should only be or can only be used for those preparing for retirement, because we have come to learn otherwise. Because one of my blog coaches, he's a 20-year-old, and he is excellent in the work that he does. So what I'm saying is it can be anywhere from an 18-year-old to a 93-year-old. And each and every one of us can learn what is needed to become an effective internet marketer for whatever genre you may be promoting or marketing. It can be done. The support is there. It really is there.
I so totally agree, Rita. I think, my philosophy is that I like to know about the things that, all that technical stuff, just for my own, so that I'm aware. But once somebody has the mindset and they've made that decision, then the technical end of it is, I try to help people to learn not to get hung up on that. Because if they've got the right mindset, you can Google anything these days. And if you're in a supportive company, whichever company it may be, there's usually people, if it's a good solid base of people within that company, somebody's going to help you if it's of the mindset of, we're here to help one and all. And I think that's very important when you choose a company is how is it structured in that way? Is it competitive against one another, or is it supportive that we all are in this to win?
Yes.
But when it comes to the technical end of it, there are so many things out there that can help you. And I think, as long as you've educated yourself to know what they are and how they work and what's fair and what's not fair as far as cost to, if you're going to outsource that in any way, then, that's a breeze. As long as you've got in your mind that this is what you want to do, because ultimately it's you that the people are really interested in. All the technical stuff can be done for you.
That's exactly right. That is so, so true, Kathleen. And the other thought, with all of this that comes to mind for me is we encounter several different marketing styles when we're online with the internet. And I think that we want to be mindful not to compromise ourselves in any way and to continue to market in a way that exudes integrity, if you will, right? And make sure that you're being who you are and not necessarily trying to emulate, what the next individual out there is doing and how they may go about with their marketing process. So I think it's very important for everyone who begins this process is to just still be mindful, that you are you as an individual. And you can step back and think through, if this may or may not be a particular strategy you want to implement for yourself. Even though they may be experts and have been doing it for years, you still have to represent who you are and your, for me, legacy financial wellness. I need to represent that. So you want to be careful about that.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point, Rita. And that's the beauty. One of the things that I see and why the online market, if you will, is so so abundant in my eyes, and why I see that so many people can benefit. And it's really, I do believe it's going to really just kind of blow open. And that is because with social media, it really does open up the opportunities tremendously. And again, that core point is that it's a referral-based industry with the use of social media. So as regards to personal success, it's really when people come to know, like, and trust you. For instance, with you, you came to know me, like me, thank you, and trust me that I did my due diligence, and that we share the same heart. And so therefore, we were able to work together. So if people honor themselves, as you say, and they hold to the integrity of who they are, then I truly believe that their ultimate success is relative to being able to be themselves, because their sphere of influence is very much the source of their success.
I so agree with that. So agree with that.
Yeah, and I'm really happy that you brought that part out about being yourself, because I think that's, again, you know, one of the most important things for people to remember is, you know, and we say this almost every show, is that it's you that the people are looking to connect with. Who you are, your experiences in life, the things that you individually can bring to the table that connect with the people that are looking for you. Something that they can relate to, the Me Too's, you know, whatever the story may be. And they may, you know, there may be several people in the same company, but they're always going to be drawn to somebody that they feel a connection to. And that's why it's so important for people to remember it's perfectly okay. This is the one place, if ever there was a place to be yourself, it's in the world of network marketing, or online marketing, however you want to put it, but that's the person that people want to connect with. It isn't so much the company as it is the person so many times.
It's true. It is so, so true. And the other thing too that comes to mind is just make sure you select something or that you're passionate about. You know, what is it that you've been doing all along? What are your skill sets? And how can you then open yourself up so that you can offer it to, you know, a larger circle of individuals. And again, that leads back to my original goal for coming online, was to be able to connect with a larger circle as related to something that I was passionate about and that I believe would be very helpful to individuals and families. And it's just awesome. It's just awesome. It's a different way, you know, a different business model, but I think that it's important for us to stay open, be open-minded, and just take the opportunity. Take the opportunity.
Yeah, stepping out in faith is a very, very good thing. I know that that's, we're on that same walk together. It's just kind of stepping out. And, you know, as I take my own tax business online, it's when I encountered just to be more open-minded in the marketing class that I took to bring my business online. It really opened up my mind to see what other people are doing and not pass judgment, because I realized I had a lot of judgment relative to the affiliate marketing, network marketing industry, and to kind of step back and drop the judgment.
Yes.
And to just look in wonder, and discovering so many beautiful women. I came in through Sandy Krakowski, and she's just awesome. And I came in through a number of folks that are followers of Sandy Krakowski, and they're equally wonderful. And so to see so many succeeding, and I think, wow, these are really, and many of them, you know, just really good and godly people looking to support their families and to have a lifestyle that they believe that, you know, that God put on their heart. You know, to be home with children, to homeschool children, to have fathers that are home more, to be that head of their household. So just to really be able to see people truly making income and being able to have that kind of freedom, I'm so blessed to have had my eyes opened. And even now here for Kathleen and I, to be a resource to help people, to bring someone on like yourself who is building this business online, who is bringing integrity into it, who is bringing ministry into it as well, and really kind of moving forward. So I think we're getting close to where we may have to wrap up, but I would love, love, love to hear words of wisdom from you, any tips that you'd like to offer, although you have loaded up this half hour so far. But please, by all means, Rita, we'd love to give you the floor for a while.
Well, as you were talking, one thought that crossed my mind in terms of just being who you are, as well as the opportunity to connect with so many individuals from around the world. That is fascinating to me. One of the things most recently is I have this young woman, she's from Singapore. She reaches out to me at least 2 to 3 times a week about a struggle she may be having with her business, right? Her online business. And wanting to ensure that she is remaining, how do I say, continuing to do her work in an integrous way, you know, to have integrity in what she's doing. And she'll also say, will you pray with me? Will you pray with me about this decision that I have to make, or this next step I think I'm going to make? And that is just such an honor, right? That is just such an honor to be able to do that. You're talking business, like you say, and ministry, who we are, who you are, who I am, and being able to fully integrate them and not have to compromise and support, you know, someone around halfway around the world on a 12-hour different time span. That is just totally amazing. And had we not stepped out, just like you said, Emily, and you know, taking a chance to go look at this model and go this route, you know, we would not have had that opportunity to make friends from around the world. And she can contact me almost instantaneously today. And her example came to mind, and she's not the only one, but there are many ways that we can support young couples. There are many ways that we can support those who are preparing for retirement. There are many ways that we can support those who are trying to figure out how to deal with the student debt that they may have incurred, because we are willing to do so. We, I feel, are teachers at heart, you know, or naturally want to be there to be supporting individuals as we can. And I just think it's awesome. I would say, you know, be true to who you are. Always be open and willing to learn as much as possible. Know that you can always ask questions, ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. And there are individuals who are there who can help you. And, you know, every opportunity is not the right opportunity for someone, but just understand and know there is something out there for you. If you truly do want the opportunity to have the time freedom that you referenced, Emily, as an individual or as a family, it's real. It truly is real. For me personally, I see this as an opportunity to be able to further promote the work and ministry that I am to do. So I am very, very grateful that, you know, I've been introduced to this online world and have embraced it, and just doing whatever, you know, we can do to help another person on their journey. There's nothing difficult about that. That's the opportunity that's been before us. We are leveraging, you know, social media, as we've said. We are leveraging different software solutions. We are leveraging each other so that we can be of benefit to another person. It's just awesome. It's awesome.
It totally is. Go ahead, Kathleen.
Well, one of the thoughts as Rita's talking is the fact that we are here to support people. Whether they're, you know, for me, if I connect with somebody, I don't care if they're with my company or some other company. My journey is to support people. And, you know, if it doesn't work out for them, and if you have been that support for them, you know, in whatever they're doing, you know, you never know when life's going to change around for that person. Or they may look at things from a different viewpoint. And who are they going to come back to? They're always going to come back to that person that connected them up, or help them out, because that's building trust. So, so many have taken the stance that, well, if you don't join me today, then I can't do anything for you and you can't do anything for me, and they move on to the next one, which is a rough attitude to take in this business, because it is all about being supportive and helpful to other people. And you just never know when that's going to come back. It's like planting seeds, and um, you never know when that harvest is, what you're going to reap from it.
Right. So true.
Yeah, indeed. And again, we know that our blessing and our ability to help people is when we're in relationship with them.
Yes.
And in any way that we can connect and just be there for when they need you. And the thing of it is, as you've mentioned, Rita, they do come back. They reach out to you. They could be halfway around the world, and they'll reach out for you, and they'll ask for prayers, and they'll ask. And I too am experiencing this, and being able to minister to folks is just it's a grace. It's a real grace, and whether or not that's the fruit, that's the fruit of the relationship, and that may very well be the only real purpose, if you will, that we're here and we connect for that moment in time, is just to help that fellow person in their moment of need, and to help answer the question that they may have had, and to encourage them, like you have done so beautifully, is to ask, because much of the fruit that comes, I believe, comes from the wonderment, comes from wondering. When we wonder after information, or wonder, how could it get better than this? We really, in my sensibilities, we put that before God, and we're really asking, how can we move beyond where we are? How can we keep our faces really like looking at God and uplifted? How can we go forward, and and again, part of that is just that looking forward, wondering how, what's the path, how do we do this, move, and whoever is there at that moment is there probably very specifically to help you with sort of that divine appointment. What do you think, Rita?
Yeah. Yes. Agreed. So agreed.
Yeah, and that's part of our legacy.
Yes.
And would you please, before we wrap this up, please share with our viewers how they can reach you?
Thank you so much for that, Emily. Again, I'm with Legacy Financial Wellness, my husband and I, and recently my daughter has actually joined us. But right now, yes, it's wonderful. You can either find us at limitlesswakeup.com, or you can find me on Facebook at Rita Taylor Stewart. And also, we have a Facebook fan page at this time that's called Legacy Financial Wellness. That's on Facebook. So thank you so much. This was wonderful. Absolutely.
Oh, agreed. Thank you so much for joining us and blessing us all. So with that said, we are going to need to wrap this up, and may everyone have a very blessed, peace-filled day. God bless, folks.
Thank you.